Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Rachel Chamness at Soundwaves Heal. Today, I'd like to talk about the 5D chakra. Time Transcendence is what I call it. Some people call it the 8th chakra, or sometimes people call it different things, but that's what I call it. And I'll be trance channeling Metrix the Dragon. This is one of my guides and helpers, so I'm pretty excited to bring him in. I haven't really tranced him for you guys yet, I don't think. So I see everyone here. Hi, Frankie. And this is Ganeet. Hi, Ganeet. Thanks for being a YouTube member. And hi, Kathleen. Terrific. Okay. So let's talk about the Time Transcendence Chakra. It is a type of portal, a type of gateway, a gateway beyond time, a portal that opens access to parallel universes, nonlinear timelines, and astral travel sites, particularly during sleep. So we're going to talk about this, and I'll be bringing you Liquid Reiki Codes for integration of understanding about this chakra, and also just stabilizing and clearing. These higher chakras don't always need clearing though, but we'll see what Metrix wants to bring to you as a healing. So this chakra is above the head. So if you have the crown chakra here, which you probably know about, above that's the soul star chakra. We've talked about that. Then there's the cowsal chakra. It's a little to the side, and it lines up as we get closer to ascension. And then I see above that is the Time Transcendence Chakra. And where I see this chakra working is that in our dreams, in our dream state, or in higher dimensional states, when we astral travel, when we go to different parallel or just concurrent lives, we are using this as a portal to get there. And sometimes you'll see as a practitioner that there could be a rip or a tear in this chakra. This is one of the things that I teach in my Psychic Reiki Healing course, level 2, how to clear those tears. And it really is important, because if you have a tear like that in your Time Transcendence Chakra, then you can really get terrible nightmares. These are the kind of nightmares that feel like you're being dragged into the astral plane, negative plane. Like you feel like maybe you're being choked or something's grabbing at you, like you feel physical things. That's usually a tear in the Time Transcendence Chakra, and you can clear that. I teach how to do that, like I said, and I do it, and so do my practitioners. So that is the basics of what I know about this chakra, but I really wanted to trance channel Metrix, who's my personal dragon, or my dragon spirit guide, my main dragon spirit guide, which everyone has one. And I wanted to bring him forward and see what he would like to teach you about the Time Transcendence Chakra. Before I do that, I want to hear from you. Have you heard of this chakra? Have you experienced anything interesting about this chakra in Reiki sessions? If you're a practitioner, put it in the comments. I'd love to see, because it's so cool for us to come together and just compare what we're getting about it, what we're doing with it, and see if we can learn from each other, how we can improve our sessions by learning more. I see more friends here. Very good to see you all here. Okay, I'm going to trance channel Metrix. So if you've ever seen one of my old videos where I have like a lot of stuff behind me and I have a big painting of a dragon, that is Metrix. And he is a very interesting gold dragon. He has these wacky waffle ears. They're just, I can't even describe them. I was trying to describe them to Missy this morning, and it's so hard to describe what these ears look like. But she was like, they're like antennas. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. He's a very interesting looking dragon. So let me bring him in for you. I am Metrix, and I'm very pleased to be here for you and to speak about this chakra. This is a time portal, yes, because you must have a link between your ability to stay in a time-based reality and your link to your soul, which is not in a time-based reality. For as you know, time is a 3D concept and it is not real. And so you must have this link. And when you leave your body, when you go into the astral, when you travel, when you remote view, this is the portal that you go through. And you must go through here to release yourself from third dimensional time. And as you do, you may go and explore your parallel lives, your other ways of learning as you are in this matrix. You have many lives that are teaching you different things. Sometimes they come together, sometimes they do not. Sometimes you dream of the other lives. Sometimes you experience them for a long time and come back. Some of these lives, they come to an end, and that consciousness comes into this life, and it must be cleared up. And this is where you sometimes will get what is called Mandela effect, where you recall something that has not happened in this timeline. And you are often jumping timelines. And yes, I have said timeline and I have said parallel realities. These two things are so similar that they can be like a vine wrapping together. As you search for higher timelines, it is possible that timeline is already in play in a parallel universe. And so you go back and forth between these two concepts. This is more of a portal than a chakra. And there are many chakras in the higher dimensional spaces that are more portal than chakra. And that is okay. We do not mind the human ability of needing to have a definite truth, answer, and title and definition for everything. We understand this helps you navigate time and space in your reality. And so you may call it a chakra, for it is something that needs to be checked in on and cleared like other chakras. In fact, I would like to give you a clearing for your Time Transcendence Chakra if you have a rip or a tear, or if you just need a little energy here to help you with your astral traveling or your dreamscape life, which is a little bit different. In your dreamscapes, you are leaving and astral traveling. So everyone can do it. Whether you can do it awake is only a matter of practice and skill. It is the same as lucid dreaming. Everyone can do it. It just takes practice and skill. Speaking more about time concepts, you are here and you are attached to time, and yet you can already see that time is not always the same. It may pass in a way that keeps all the clocks ticking, and yet it is not so. As Albert Einstein has brought forward before, not every minute is the same as the next. And so you can already feel where time is both absolute and stretched. And so we hope that this nature that you do understand helps you understand the nature of being outside of time. And how can you do more of stretching time and being outside of time? It is absolute focus. When you are in the zone, when you are in the moment, when you are fully present, this can help stretch this time to help you feel completely and totally alive and awake, completely and totally feeling every moment in your body and feeling your soul at a higher level. And so this happens naturally when you are doing something that causes you to come into a higher brain state, like meditation, but also sometimes exercise, like running, different things, perhaps playing an instrument. And so when you focus on something that's bringing you a pleasurable feeling, and you become more in the zone, more into the present moment, now you're feeling it stretch. And this is something we ask you to practice more if you are looking for ways that can help you with ascension. This is one of them. And I will now give you key codes for 2026. As we are still in the first quarter, it is important that you receive more, and these can help you at any time that you may be watching this, even years in the future. This will help ease your transition to ascension, which has been very rocky at this time. I bid you adieu and thank you. Whew, it's been a while since I channeled a dragon, and it just feels like, wow, right? I mean, him coming in like that, I felt like it just felt really crazy. Okay, so I hope that that's helpful, learning about the Time Transcendence Chakra. And I really think that all these 5D chakras are very important to understand. That's why I've been doing these videos about all of them. So you can find other ones in my channel at YouTube Soundwaves Heal. If you have any questions now, I'll be happy to answer them. Or if you have any questions for Metrix. I think these key codes that all these beings are bringing forward in my lives lately are really helpful. I know that you have also been experiencing just this time in ascension, which, every time we think, well, this is the hard time, but it does seem to increase or change in different ways. Now we have come to a place where it might be feeling a little better today or yesterday, or it might be worse. I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but I've just been getting a lot that there's so much happening this year, and I really wish they would expand on that. What's going to happen? I want to know. But, we have to be surprised. That's why we came here. So thank you, Shauna. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. If you don't have questions, then let me see if I can bring Metrix back in and ask him if he can tell us a little bit more about this year. So let me bring him back in. Are you always looking towards the future? For I have just spoken about coming into the present moment. But yes, I will speak a bit about this. This year will also stretch and it will feel longer. because much is happening, you all are already seeing much horror being released into common knowledge. And after this, you will begin to receive more cosmic codes coming in and more interest in the galactic beings who are helping the planet. There will be more awakening in this interest and vein. And yes, there will be some action happening closer to August and September, which will change the way that many people think about this planet. This year is a massive awakening shift for many. Many stepping onto the path, and those of you who have been on this path for a while, feeling your energy expand and open. And the secret to this, if you are wanting to expand your ability to sense the higher dimensional realms, is to stay in love and not be caught in fear and distraction, which is coming at you at every side here on earth, in media and social media. And to do this, you must work on what is keeping you from joy, whatever feelings and whatever conditions are holding joy away from you. You must find a way to release and work with this energy to come out the other side. This is what you might call shadow work, as this medium reminds me. And it is important. Before I go, I'd like to remind you all that yes, you have at least one dragon spirit guide, and we love to help, so call us in. We would love to be in deeper touch with you. Okay, well, that was Metrix. Yeah, they don't always tell us so much, right? Because there are timelines. I mean, predicting the future, even if a light being is telling you what's going to happen, doesn't mean that we won't flip onto another timeline, right? Shauna says, love when they call us out. I know. He's like, I was just talking about the present moment, and you're asking about the future. So, of course, when he's talking about doing shadow work, this is not about, and I feel like I've been saying this almost every week that I come on, this is not about ignoring our emotions, but instead to accept them. I just did a podcast on this, the manifesting, sorry, that's not what it's called. I just did a podcast on this, the #1 shadow work exercise to do. And it's very easy to just sit for a moment and accept that you're feeling something, because so often we just act like we're not. We just try to push it away. And so you can see that on my channel, or perhaps it comes out next week, but it's also on my blog page, soundwavesheal.com/shadow work. soundwavesheal.com/shadow-work. So you can also go there and learn a few techniques to do easy shadow work so that you can do it in a few seconds and then go on with your day, because you don't want shadow work to take over your life. I feel like I'm saying that all the time, but it's just really important. So if we can step out of fear, if we can step out of the horror of all of this disclosure that's coming out now, it is horrible. It is designed to come out in a way that is taking over your senses, taking over your ability to, stay grounded, because it's a lot of horror. So please watch out for that. Don't get stuck deep diving too much. I've done it before, and it was a lot, and I felt that it opened me up greatly to attack, to spiritual attack. And also, if there's nothing that you can possibly do about it, then you don't need to know every detail. I think that's very, very important to know. What can you do about it? You're aware, it's out there, these things are happening, it's not a conspiracy theory. Okay. Now you know that if it comes up in a session for you or someone else, it's not, that it's not made up. This is something that's happening. But you don't need to know every detail. That's not going to help you going forward. What you need to do is protect your own energy. So I just wanted to say that. Really important to know. Thank you for coming on, and thanks for listening to me today. If you have questions about the Time Transcendence Chakra or dragons or anything like that, you can put them in the comments at YouTube, Soundwave Seal, and I'll be happy to come and answer them. Okay, have a great day. Bye.